Welcome home!
We're back
What are they? It's like a glove for your foot.
to show the nation how to spend savvy.
Wow. You've got 5 pairs of the same type, £700.
Yeah.
Bang.
It's another handbag.
No!
We challenging families to try money-saving alternatives
What is this?
and giving the great British public
Quick nabber.
their say.
About 75 quid.
Get out. You don't shop well for less.
I'm Steph McGovern
Do you want to know how much you could save?
and I'm Alex Jones,
I'm aware that our elbows are touching.
and we want to show you
This is what it looks like.
No.
how to shop well for less.
That was a real eye-opener.
That is phenomenal. Done.
This week,
Hello.
a family struggling to sort out their finances,
How many vacuum cleaners do you actually need?
Do you want to buy one?
but can a spending shake-up
What is this?
Are we allowed to keep them? Because I really want to.
teach them all to tighten their belts?
It's literally like going back to the 1950s.
This week, we're in Hampshire with a family desperate to get on top of their spending.
We're the Blanchards.
Georgette is an airline cargo sales manager and husband Tommy works in air freight logistics for the music industry.
Yeah, we met through work, basically. I used to ring the airline. I used to speak to Georgette on the phone, and our friendship sort of grew as we got older. And
That was a long, long time ago.
it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Up in the air.
The couple got married 7 years ago, bringing together their 2 families.
We have 3 children living with us.
Go, gadget arm.
Tommy's 2 children, Grace and Lee. Grace is 15 and Lee is 10. And Maisie is my daughter and she's 15.
And the dog, Tess.
Tess the dog.
2 years ago, the couple decided to upsize to a larger property in need of renovation.
The budget we had was quite a good budget, and it was all going to plan. And then we got to the kitchen and we ran out of money. That's when the problems started, if you like.
In order to get their kitchen finished, they put everything on the plastic.
It just started snowballing, and before you know it, you're in sort of over 20 grand's worth of debt.
There's some purchases that will last us a lifetime, really, but there've been a lot of purchases that we have bought that have been a complete waste of money.
Like the kettle.
Yeah, it was about 120 quid.
For a kettle.
And despite loading up their credit card, they've not stopped spending.
Just infill, please. Yeah. I like getting my nails done. It's not like a luxury thing. I don't go there and relax and have all these lovely treatments. It's kind of a necessity thing. Bye.
Georgette definitely likes shopping on a daily basis.
I need a new mascara. Which one shall I get?
Mum likes to buy makeup, clothes, shoes, candles. I think she has quite a lot of handbags as well, doesn't she?
Yeah. I like to spend money on pretty much anything. I bought this lip plumper for about 25 quid. I don't think it really works. The only way you're actually going to get bigger lips is by having surgery, in my opinion. These things don't work, but you still buy them because one day, one product might actually work.
But this couple are as bad as each other.
Got a bit of a thing for trainers at the minute. I keep buying trainers and then not really wearing them. I go for a lot of clothes. I don't know how, because I don't think I got many, but when I look, I've got bundles. The TV in the lounge was a horrendous chain of events. We actually went out to buy a replacement TV for a bedroom and somehow convinced myself that we'll replace the one downstairs. We wanted to spend about 100, 150 quid and ended up walking out nearly 900 quid.
And their super spending isn't restricted to adults only.
The kids are much more brand orientated than they used to be. They wouldn't have anything like trainers that are not branded or boots.
All of the children have got a games console of some description in their room. They've all got TVs.
Funding this lifestyle, however, has had serious consequences, especially on Tommy's work choices.
So my dream job was, since I was a little boy, was to be a police officer. So I decided at 33-ish to pursue the dream and, you know, try and become a police officer, and I did.
But the financial burden at home has meant he's had to leave the police and return to his previous, better-paid career in logistics.
We had 2 choices. It was going to be I change my job or we sell the house.
I feel really, really bad about that. I know he feels really bad about it as well, and I wish that we could have kind of done something before he was forced to leave, really.
This family urgently need to make more changes if they're to get their finances back on track.
We do really, really worry about money, and it's all self-inflicted. The only sacrifice that I can really make is cutting back all my costs to show him that I'm committed. I just hope that we can sort this out quick enough so he can go back and do what he really wants to do.
Well, George, that's why we're here. So first, we want to dig a little deeper into the Blanchards' spending habits.
So while the coast is clear and the family are out, we're going in.
Ooh, punchy wallpaper, Steph.
That is posh wallpaper. I've seen that in a very expensive wallpaper shop. Like, never mind that. Look at the size of the telly.
Well, that is massive.
You need to, like, go about 2 miles back just to be able to see everything on it.
It'd be good, though, if you've got bad eyesight.
Well, yeah.
And then in the fireplace, they have a games console.
Look at that over there as well. They've got a big sound system too. They are a family that absolutely buzz about having all the latest things, don't they? And talking of having the latest things...
Ooh, this is a nice kitchen, isn't it?
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, there is another brand and a top brand. And that one, that's one of those really fancy washers, you know, where you can control it with your phone.
But why would you need to do that?
I don't know, it's just people like gadgets, don't they?
Oh, look, a smeg kettle.
I think you're struggling to open that there. Oh, look at this. How many vacuum cleaners do you actually need? Come on, let's have a look. Right, that's one of those posh things for cleaning your windows, isn't it?
Is that what that is?
Yeah. That's one of the little... This is one of those little Dyson ones, isn't it? And then we've got another one.
No, this is a steam cleaner.
Oh, and I've just spotted another one over there.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
That must be one you clean carpets with.
Yeah, but how many devices do we actually need to do a bit of cleaning? And also, what's wrong with this?
Upstairs, there's even more evidence of some heavy spending.
Now, my favourite bit, I proper love going through people's cupboards.
Steph, don't break the door. It's just like this.
Hang on. Look at this already. Brand new, with the labels on. Oh, look what they've got.
Yeah.
They've got those really posh trainers where you, like, have your toes in them.
What are they? It's like a glove for your foot.
Yeah. Oh, look how gorgeous clothes, but loads with labels still on.
Yeah. Oh, another one. They've done a bulk buy.
This is like flaming Tetris, isn't it, trying to get in here? Wow. There's a lot of shoes which look like they've barely been worn.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh,
I've always fancied carrying one of these around.
that is, I mean, what's that worth?
That's between about 500 and 600, isn't it?
We've got Longchamp ones as well here, and a Michael Kors bag.
But even if you just look at the bed, there's thousands of pounds just in that little pile.
There's no expense spared in the kids' bedrooms either.
Steph, have you got a telly in there too?
Yeah,
Is there a console?
yeah.
One in every room.
Have you got Timberland boots?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Loads of perfume.
Yeah, loads of perfume.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being spent here.
The Blanchards are a family who clearly don't hold back when it comes to buying big brands.
So we're pulling together a few items we've found that show the biggest areas where they splash the cash.
And we're building our display in the Blanchards' very own living room.
We finish just in time as our unsuspecting couple return home.
And they've no idea that we're in it.
Oh, that's them, is it? Yeah.
Hello!
Made me jump.
Hello!
Nice to
See you. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Hello, you're right.
Nice to see you. Come on, then.
Yeah, let's get in out the cold.
Yes, it's freezing.
Thank you.
Come on.
Oh, sorry.
After you. Age before beauty.
So what will they think of our pricey presentation?
Come in. Welcome to your lounge.
You might have noticed we've had a good route around your house.
Oh, wow.
And we found some of the things where we think you spend the most money.
Now, we must stress that this is by no means everything in the house because there is no room big enough to hold it all. So we're going to start, George, just behind you there, with handbags. How much do you have in total in the way of bags?
£600–700.
One of your bags was that much.
7, 8.
You have around £1,000 worth of handbags. I love that you're looking at Tom as he's saying,
Ridiculous.
oh, this is awkward, no?
Yeah.
This is awkward.
But big brands aren't just George's guilty pleasure. What is the story about trainers that have still got the labels on?
Because I've just bought them.
I didn't even know that you had those. Have they been in your car?
No, they were for a little while, but then they moved up.
Oh, hang on. Do you hide things from your wife?
No. Maybe a little bit.
Something else you want to tell me?
She's got her bags, you've got your shoes. You're as bad as each other, aren't you?
Yeah. So, how many pairs do you think you have, George?
20, 30?
Yeah, it's actually 60 pairs.
That's a lot of shoes, isn't it?
So how much do you think that you've spent on shoes?
I'd probably only say about 600 quid.
You're lying to yourself.
OK, 700, 800 pounds.
No.
All right, £1,000.
3.
No.
£3,000 of shoes.
I wear them every day.
How many pairs of feet have you got?
Yeah.
Throw in Tommy's and the kids' fancy footwear, and their total shoe collection's worth over £6,000.
Oh, God, that's really bad.
For George, looking good doesn't come cheap.
Have you ever been, disappointed with some of these products?
Oh, yeah, massively disappointed by most of them. Yeah, you do get sucked into this is going to make you look younger, this is going to make you look thinner.
Does that not stop you, though, the fact that the ones you've tried haven't worked? Do you not think, oh,
Because
no.
something's going to work, isn't it? You try enough of it, it's going to work.
What do you think the value is of your makeup?
£1,000?
Yeah. You know your numbers.
I'm quite good at this.
You know they're really high, though, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's excessive, definitely.
Well, 33 bottles of perfume and aftershaves could also be excessive, George.
Maisie and Grace are just as bad as I am for their smells.
This family have spent over £3,000 on beautifying products.
Wow, I had no idea it was that much at all.
And that's not including George and the girls' manicures at a further £830 a year. Tommy, what are your thoughts on it?
Do you know, I've never painted a nail in my life, but I'm thinking to save money to do a nail course because that's a ridiculous amount of money. I'm pretty good at manual stuff and...
Yeah,
I think painting a wall.
How hard can it
It's
be?
transferable skills.
It's a good idea, but maybe spending a little less on gaming could help Tommy.
How many consoles do you think you have in total?
6?
You have 6. How many people live here?
5.
Yeah.
What about the actual games, then? How many of those do you think you have?
Can't be more than 25, surely.
Yeah,
It's
42.
42?
No,
I
42.
definitely smuggled some in.
You have 4 copies of some games. Total TVs, consoles and games in this house are worth a whopping £5,200. That's like a big whole area of cash.
Oh,
It's also lots of fun.
Their kitchen appliances come in at over £4,000 and George's cleaning equipment another 700 quid.
But to be fair, not many people own a carpet cleaner.
Do you want to buy one?
I like your thinking.
Even George's taste in wallpaper has cost them dearly.
So you've got this wallpaper here, and then you've got the bird one in your room as well. How much do you think you've spent on both, plus somebody to come in and put it up on the wall?
£600, £700?
1,000.
Oh, OK.
So what do all these areas of super spending add up to?
£24,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
How does it make you feel hearing that figure?
Pretty disgusted, actually. Yeah. We're not going to put any more money on any more credit cards. We've kind of reached...
the end.
The good news is we can help you at all of that.
Pay it all off, thank you.
Yeah, no, we're not paying it off for you.
Steph offered.
Yeah.
She's amazing like that.
So generous.
Put a bit of a sweat on now.
We will help you, though, over the course of this process so that you feel that you've got a handle on things again.
You're going to embrace us into your lives?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I knew it was a big number. I wasn't totally aware it was that amount.
I'm interested to see where and how we're going to save money and if they're going to be able to change my mindset or George's mindset.
If the Blanchards are to get their finances back on track, we need to come up with a plan, fast. This is a family that's totally got trapped in the renovation overspend.
Inevitably, you just go over and end up putting some stuff on the credit card, which I know isn't great, is it?
Well, no, because there's going to come a day where you've got to pay that back with a lot of interest, and that's a waste of money.
I think they are both very set in their ways in terms of spending, and convincing them to do things differently is going to be quite a challenge. So what's the plan?
Well, it's the big B word, isn't it? Budget. They need to physically see what is happening with their money rather than the imaginary money that they actually don't have.
Good. I think we also need to tap into his entrepreneurial side. I mean, he mentioned that he wanted to train to do nails to save the family money. So I think we should explore that and see how serious he is.
Yeah, they genuinely want to sort this out.
Yeah.
And I think we can do it with them.
I think so. I hope we can change their mindset.
Well, we haven't been beaten yet.
Never.
To put the brand-loving Blanchards' expensive tastes to the test, we've replaced many of their pricey products with cheaper versions.
No way!
And banned some altogether.
Can't use my bag!
Oh, my games have been locked up.
Some items are obviously swapped,
I've noticed a kettle straight away.
whilst others are harder to tell.
I have a feeling that it's so posh that it's still one of mine.
From makeup
Oh my God, what colour is that? It clashes with my nails, look.
to shoes.
What? Oh my God, my Timberlands have gone.
We're taking them back to basics.
What's that? Look at the size of it.
No, I think it's extendable. Twist and pull.
Oh, we'll just do it like that.
In the hope that this family can work together and start saving some serious cash in the future.
This is a proper old school way of doing windows. It's literally like going back to the 1950s.
The Blanchards brand banning experiment is underway. It's shoe time.
The average UK household spends around £25 a week on shoes and clothes. These guys regularly spend triple that on one pair of shoes alone.
These are cool. I like the top bits there. They look like proper cool. I like it. It's all like styled out. I think the price is probably around £90.
In fact, they're way under, at 18 quid a pair. They're almost £62 less than his old ones.
And it's not just Lee who's got new shoes.
Oh!
The whole family are trying new footwear.
All in all, they're not a bad style, and I quite like grey.
If they bought these swapped shoes in the future, they'd save over £500. But how do they measure up?
I like my wellies, although I don't feel they're as good quality. They don't feel as heavy. Tom, what do you think of yours?
They look like elf shoes. I mean, they're quite comfortable. So are slippers, but I won't wear them outside the house.
So, who's keeping theirs?
Not me.
No.
A mixed result then, but will George be as keen on her new handbag?
Ooh. Oh, how do I feel? It looks cheap, it feels cheap. You can even hear the plasticky, no, that would just annoy me. I wouldn't want to keep it, I wouldn't want to swap it.
Ah, that's a shame, as this bag is £82 cheaper than one of George's.
I'd say most women would know the difference between a designer bag and a high street bag. I can tell the difference.
George thinks that the more you pay for a handbag, the better it looks. But is this really true? When asked, over 60% of women in the UK said they'd bought a handbag in the last year. So we've chosen a selection of 4 high street bags ranging hugely in price. From the most expensive at £195 to a mid-range one that's £90, a department store bag at just under 40 quid to our cheapest at £25.99.
Alex and I are taking to the high street
Quick nabber.
to ask a few savvy shoppers if they can tell us which bag is the priciest.
We're making a beeline for you.
Now, you look like a woman who knows her handbags, so we have a little challenge. Can you tell out of these 4 which is the most expensive?
Beautifully modelled by Steph and Alex.
That one was the most expensive.
Yep.
That one.
Right, this one.
Yeah.
OK, this is the cheapest.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so this is £26. Are you surprised?
I am, actually.
The most expensive, in fact, is this one.
Oh, really?
And do you think this one looks like the most expensive?
No.
No.
Which one do you think is the most expensive? This one.
Can I have a look at the linings inside?
Yeah.
Well, you can. You're the first one to ask.
It's actually the cheapest.
Oh, this one's most expensive.
Right.
I'll say that one.
Most expensive is
Yeah.
that one. Spot on, because that is the most expensive.
Oh, right, you could tell.
By the leather.
Yeah.
This is, in fact, the most expensive.
No
It's
way.
£195.
I would not spend that.
I know.
Yes.
So, after a race around town, just 2 of our shoppers correctly guessed which was our most expensive handbag.
Well, it just goes to show you, doesn't it? A lot of people thought this was a pricey one, and actually it's the cheapest.
So George's idea of, spending more money means it looks better doesn't actually make sense.
That is good news.
Yeah. So which ones do you want?
All of them. Thanks.
No!
George is a self-confessed shopaholic who's got to rein in her spending, and I've got an idea of how to do it.
Just tell us a bit about what you're thinking when you're spending. Initially, I'm thinking, I need to have this, it's fine, it's only such and such an amount.
And I guess when it's little items, you just think, oh, that couple of quid won't matter.
Yeah, but if you're doing that literally like every couple of days, it really does add up.
So forget about all the totally essential stuff, like your family bills and things like that. How much do you think you're spending every month?
Probably 150 quid.
It's a bit more than that. When we've worked it out, it's about £250 a month.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
National average is £56 a month.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
There's a very simple solution for this. Do you have your wallet with you?
Yes.
Excellent, let's get that out. And at the same time, I'm going to also reach to my magic bag.
Oh, I don't think I like the look of this.
Simple solution, saying goodbye to the wallet.
I'm kind of a little bit excited though as well.
Are you?
Yeah, I do feel a little bit liberated because again, it's under lock and key, I can't touch it.
George spends around £58 a week, but I'm giving her the national non-essential spending average of
£13 a week. How do you feel about that?
All right, I haven't broken out into a cold sweat, so I think I'm okay.
And to keep her £13 safe, a new purse.
And inside, you know, just in case you're missing your cards a bit, little card with my face on, with my little northeastern accent going, do you need it though, pet? You'll realise yourself that you don't need as much as you've been buying.
No, and I need this whole process to really kind of almost like reprogram me, and hopefully Tom will realise that he's not doing this all by himself.
And if you ever get sad, you can just look at my little face in your wallet.
Cheer me up.
And you can punch it if you like as well.
I'm determined to make this work. I'm not going to try to make it work. It will work.
It's not just George who needs to cut costs, though, and when it comes to the smelly stuff, the whole family could make cash-saving changes.
We have a whiff.
Give it a whirl.
It's nice.
Oh, it's quite lemony. That smells like an expensive one to me.
Yeah, I like that. Whatever that is, I like it. I don't think it's one of mine, but I think it's an expensive one.
I think it looks really posh and it looks expensive. I'm a bit nervous.
We've switched all their favourite scents.
I like it. It smells like one of mine, but I don't think it is.
For high street own brands.
You know when you buy like a plastic toy, the plastic smell when it comes out of the box or the wrapper, it smells like that. Really don't like it at all.
This selection varies in price.
That smells of alcohol, that smells of whiskey.
Ranging from a £5
I couldn't care if it was free.
to under £14.
Yeah, I'd swap any of mine for that.
However, swapping the lot could save them a sweet-smelling 190 quid.
George is venturing into her cleaning cupboard, but this week there's no expensive appliances.
My window rack has been banned, so I'm now back to like old school newspaper, and I presume that's just vinegar and water.
She's spot on. Using vinegar and water instead of investing in a special machine next time could save George a sparkly 50 quid.
Seems to be working, to be fair, but it just stinks. But at the moment, I'm edging for the old-fashioned way, which I never ever thought I'd say that, but it does seem to work.
This is good, but how about cleaning the floor the old-fashioned way too?
I haven't used a mop and bucket for, like, I cannot remember how long. I've always had, like, a steam cleaner. The only thing that bothers me is you're going to have to change the head regularly, obviously, and how clean is it actually going to be? But, yeah, kind of liking it.
Another surprise result. Now, if George had bought a mop and bucket instead of her steam cleaner, she'd have saved over £60.
Yeah, I might be a convert on this.
In fact, if George decided to swap all of our replacement cleaning products, moving forward, she could save a tidy £200.
George already owns 3 vacuums, so who better than our Queen of Clean to test out these 3 super suckers?
Now then, George, you are covered. You definitely do not need a new vacuum. However, we are going to test 3.
OK.
And we're going to see whether or not most expensive means best.
OK.
Based on looks, which one would you be most drawn to?
That one. Two-tone colour, kind of looks like it's got a few more attachments. Yeah.
OK, so in a shop, you'd go, right, bang.
That one.
But which vacuum will successfully suck up spilt cereal? First up, our most expensive branded vacuum costing £299.99.
Thoughts, emotions?
Oh, see, look, it's not spinning.
She's not a happy bunny?
Yeah, don't like this one. Feels a bit flimsy as well. I didn't get any satisfaction out of that at all.
Well, it's no good then, is it?
No.
OK, let's move on.
Next up, it's George's favourite, our mid-range vacuum at nearly £120.
Have a little hold of it, George. See what you feel in terms of weight.
Oh, it's heavier. You might struggle getting that up and down the stairs.
Good for the bingo wings.
I could do a bit of a weight
We wouldn't have
with
any.
this one.
It'd be really good. So how do you feel about the middle vacuum?
The suction wasn't particularly good. I think it's quite bulky. It's really heavy, actually. Definitely a no-no.
I can sense your disappointment.
Finally, our dust-busting budget option, costing just under £55.
See how good that one is, look. You can really, really feel the suction on it as well. It's actually sticking to the carpet. That's my favourite one.
Right, OK, so we are going for this one first.
Yeah.
Followed by the grey one.
Yep.
In second position, and then third, this one.
Yep.
So, based on performance, George preferred the cheapest vacuum.
What lesson has that taught you?
Not to go by visually how something looks, definitely.
But the thing is, you can't buy it because you do have plenty.
Okay.
Just to be clear on that. Step away.
Yes, this task has definitely prized me away from my brands. It's not always about the high-priced product that does the best job. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that.
To get back in the black, the label-loving Blanchards need to resist buying big brands, and that includes kitchen appliances.
Our oven microwave is not practical at all. Internally, it's tiny. You can't get a full-size dinner plate, it won't turn. This one looks a lot more classy.
And it can fit in a dinner plate.
The plate is turning inside the microwave, which is a bonus. So, yeah, you're going to get an even cook all round.
Even more impressive is that it's 50 quid cheaper than their branded one as well.
Well, it's boiling, so quite happily swap this microwave for the one we've got. It looks a lot better and it cooks properly. You can have the old one if you want, and I'll keep this.
Nice one, Tommy. Right, anyone for a cuppa?
It actually looks all right. I like colour. Though it's not perfectly matching, but you can open it. The other one you can't without breaking a nail. So no, it's good. Oh, I like the little blue light.
The supermarket own brand kettle is a whopping £90 cheaper than George's branded one.
Literally 2.5 minutes bang on for half a kettle of water, and it was really quiet. I'm hoping it's going to be really, really cheap. Then when my one has finally given up the ghost, I can go and get one.
That's music to my ears, George. And finally, Tommy's trying his new blender.
I mean, it feels cheap. I mean, the bottle feels cheap. The blades are quite small. I can't imagine you're going to get much of a whirl on there, but I don't think it feels as good as the one I've already got.
This basic blender comes with fewer attachments and is less technical than Tommy's big brand one, but it's also £246 cheaper. The question is, will he enjoy the results?
That is right, actually. So it might be cheap, but it's pretty lump-free and I'll be happy with that. It's quite a nice smoothie. Thanks very much.
The Blanchards like to splash their cash on kitchenware, but when buying wine glasses, is it obvious which is budget or branded?
I'm sure you can tell the difference between a £2 and a £15.
Well, we're about to see if that's true with our 4 crystal glasses. Starting with a budget buy at £3 a glass. We've also a department store own brand at £9.50. Next in our price range at £23.50, a well-known brand. And finally, our most expensive wine glass at £37.50.
Oh my God, interesting.
We've asked the discerning British public to examine them closely.
Can I make a sound of the glasses?
To see if they can place the glasses in order from most to least expensive.
They're quite heavy. This one's really heavy, the blue one, compared to this one.
It looks like a classic glass. I could see myself doing this and, you know, incredible. Great feel, great feel. Maybe this could be the most expensive.
The red one's the most expensive. These are lighter. I'm thinking if it's thinner, then it won't change the temperature of the wine as much.
We thought this one looked like the most expensive, so it's very delicate.
So it's a good weight, isn't it?
I've made my choice. I think the yellow one is the most expensive one because when I make the noise, the sound is really clear.
I'm thinking the blue glass, that's the most expensive.
So whilst the priciest wine glass is clearly hard to spot,
that's the most expensive. Oh, wow.
Will our savvy shoppers fare any better spotting the cheapest?
And the green one, the noise is like plastic, so I think that's not really good glass.
We thought that one looked cheapest. It's not plastics, but yeah, a bit kind of plastic, yeah.
I think like the least expensive, it's got to be the yellow glass, I feel.
So I think this one is the least expensive. Sounds a little bit like plastic. It's clearly glass, but it's the sound of it.
Nearly half of those we asked thought the £3 glass was the priciest, whilst despite costing over 12 times more, the glass with the biggest price tag was placed bottom of the barrel, thought to be the budget buy.
I am still shocked that that's as expensive as that.
And that that's as cheap as it is.
I don't feel it should be that much. I think you're just paying for the name.
So the price is really nice. I would spend £3 to buy this one.
The Blanchards are slowly realising brands aren't always best, and this afternoon Lee's testing his football boots. His usual pair cost over £100, but will he miss his big brand boots?
I like the shoelaces and I like the little cool pattern thing like that. Yeah, I think they suit me.
At £12.99, Lee, they certainly do suit you. But are they pitch perfect?
John, the Gosman. Gosman to cover how? Right, so first, they fit well good, and they're really good at kicking, actually. My ones up there, I think I've worn them like once, but they are rubbish. But these, I love them, man. I have to keep them, because I really want to.
With a £90 save-in, I think that's a score.
So will Grace be as enthusiastic about her new jeans?
I'm quite picky about my jeans, really.
No pressure there, then.
They are black and they are ripped. They do look all right and they look nice.
But how will they look on? Old jeans? New ones? I think they look identical.
These are perfect, they fit just right. Like, instead of like blowing £40 on some jeans, I would get these.
Saving £12 in the process, Grace. For For George, looking good is an expensive exercise, but this week her beauty bag contains just the bare essentials.
It's thinner than my foundation, but colour looks okay. It's starting to cover my pigmentation already, so that's good. So, first impressions, quite good. I quite like it.
Well, she'll be quite surprised to find out this is her usual foundation, unlike her blusher.
It's quite sparkly. I don't think it is mine because it's a little bit pinker, but it does look really similar to mine. It's nice, I like it. I think it's as good as mine.
But it's not as expensive, George. It's £6, which is £18 less than yours. Now for the finishing touch.
That's purple, that's like glittery purple. That's nasty. I'm willing to give it a bash.
This lippy costs just £1, so George could easily choose a colour she does like and still save herself £27 in the process.
First impressions, it goes on more pink than purple. It feels nice. It's not as bad as I made it out to be. So I take back my first comment of it being nasty. It's not nasty. The lipstick I could live with. I would be happy to walk out the door looking like this, obviously not in my dressing gown.
That's great, as switching to our budget beauty bag would save George a colourful £87.50.
To get her budgeting, I've locked away George's purse, giving her the national average of £13 a week for non-essential items. But does she still have it?
I haven't spent anything. I still have £13 in my purse. I'm frightened to spend it. I think it's going to be more difficult towards the end of the week when I know I've got stuff planned.
In the UK, we spend £4.7 billion on cosmetics every year.
Blush me up. Yeah.
And one makeup bag must-have is long-wear lipstick. But does spending more give you a longer-lasting pout?
If I'm going to treat myself or I know that it's going to be a good lipstick that will last, then I quite happily splash the cash.
And spending more on a lipstick does get you better quality because often they last longer.
We've enlisted some lippy-loving Lindy Hop dancers to pucker up with 5 long-lasting matte lipsticks. And hitting the dance floor today is our budget option at £4.36 per 4 millilitres. Our next cheapest costs just under £8. We have a mid-range lippy priced at £14 per 4 ml. And at £17, our second most expensive product. Finally, we're testing a luxury brand at just over £19 per 4 millilitres.
Each dancer is putting one lipstick through their paces.
Feels really nice. It's really easy to apply. It feels like it would last.
It kind of goes everywhere a little bit. It's quite liquidy. I think this might be quite a cheap one.
It feels a little bit like thick on my lips, which is kind of slightly strange. It feels like quite a heavy lipstick to put on. It doesn't go on that easily.
Looks like it's gonna last quite a long time. It looks quite thick and rich.
With all 5 smiles at the ready, let's kick this test off on the dance floor. Next for the tea test.
Cheers. Cheers.
So, after a rigorous afternoon of dancing and dining, whose lippy has lasted?
It has come off quite a lot, but it's still quite a nice vibrant colour, so you could probably kind of smudge it in.
Not a big fan of it at the moment. Yeah, it's really worn out on the inside.
You can see it's bled into the cracks in my lips. It's like you can see you were wearing lipstick a long time ago. It looks rubbish.
The colour's still there, it's still nice and bright. It still doesn't feel that nice to wear though.
Mine actually isn't too bad. The colour is still quite good, isn't it? I don't think that would be cheap.
Whose pout did the girls pick as their number 1?
Okay, and the winner is... Number 5, Super Stay Matte Ink from Maybelline, which was Federica's.
Not bad.
Nice.
Staying power is actually incredible.
Yeah.
In a lip-smacking first place was our second cheapest lipstick, with the cheapest taking the second spot. But our testers felt the most expensive lipstick had the shortest staying power.
I wasn't surprised with the result. Mine was definitely the best out of the 5.
I think it will change my spending habits because the cheaper ones have actually come out on top.
So if you're after a pout with performance, shop around before buying.
Back in Hampshire, I've come to see Tommy, who's given up his dream job to try and fix the family's finances.
Tommy, I wanted to talk to you about the house move and then the renovation you did, because, I mean, like many couples, that's really had an impact on you financially, hasn't it?
Yeah, big impact.
So at what point did the money run out?
When our kitchen had just been plastered and it was an empty shell. We needed a kitchen. It's one of the things we couldn't do without.
So how did you get around that then?
We got a credit card, basically, with quite a big limit and pretty much instantly maxed out. I think once you get into any form of debt, it sort of starts to snowball, so it's just got more and more. So we had 2 choices. It was going to be sell the house to pay the debts off, or I leave the job and go back to a better paid job, basically. So I've had to leave my job as a police officer. It's not been great, if I'm honest, so...
For you to have to make that sacrifice, that's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's something you deal with every day, and it doesn't really get any better. But it's my own fault, and, you know, you start beating yourself up that I've got myself in this position. My debt isn't 100% household stuff. I bought myself bits and bobs, like the excessive trainers and games consoles and stuff like that. Once you get into that sort of way of life of spending credit, then it's really hard to break that cycle and get out of it.
Where would you like to see yourself and the family 5 years from now?
To be debt-free and have some savings in the bank and, yeah, to be a bit more stable financially, really.
We identified at the house that George and the girls love having their nails done. And you sort of mentioned that maybe, you know, you could learn to be a nail technician and then save some money by doing their nails. Is that something that you're serious about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Deadly, much to everyone's amusement.
I tell you what we're going to do, right? We're going to get a nail technician, show you the basics, see whether you've got any natural talent and a knack for it. You up for it?
Of course I'll have a knack for it.
We'll see about that. Beauty therapist Rupi Nandra will be giving Tommy his manicure masterclass.
The prepping is the most important bit. If you get your prepping right, when you paint the nails, it will look good.
Grace has bravely volunteered to be his guinea pig.
Right, so we're going to get an orange stick, and then what you're going to do is try and push back the cuticle.
If Tommy starts painting George's and the girls' nails,
you can apply a little bit of force.
He could save them £830 a year.
Usually you would ask a client what shape they would like, if they've got nice long nails, if they want oval, squoval.
Squoval?
Squoval.
What's that?
So squoval is straight at the top and rounded on the sides.
Oh, it's really awkward.
But he might need a little more practice.
Can you tell that I've never painted a nail in my life?
Yeah. No, that's better. Yeah.
Was that too much?
No, that's perfect.
Now for the best bit, colour.
Oh, mate, this is going to go horribly wrong, Grace. I can only say sorry now. It's just getting down the sides, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not easy as it looks, is it?
Look at the mess of it already. Oh, man, look at that. She might as well dip her fingers in the paint and then we'll tidy the finger up.
It'll be fine.
That was more difficult than I was expecting by quite a long stretch, actually. It's really difficult because it's so small.
Yeah. There you go, that one's better.
That was the first nail I've ever painted, and it wasn't all the way up her arm.
I think for the first time, I think that's a very good attempt.
By doing that, even if it's just to the stage where George stops going to the salon and the girls stop going, then it will save money.
Back home, however, George has a confession.
The purse is empty. This is because £13 went on my nails. £13 didn't cover it either.
Well, the hope is, in future, George, this is something Tommy will do for you.
I don't know how people can do it. You know, it's impossible. I'm sorry, Steph. I failed miserably.
Now, the Blanchards spend a lot of time and money on home entertainment.
Here you go, Planet Earth.
So what do they think of their Switch TV?
The picture's all right, but it's not as good as ours.
No, our picture on ours is a lot more, it's a lot sharper.
But it's £400 cheaper than yours, Tommy.
We're also tackling the cost of the Blanchards' gaming habit.
To the Blanchards, we've banned you from playing your own games this week and instead have given you 3 new ones. We hope you like them.
Oh,
The Last
that's new.
Guardian.
Instead of buying a new game for 40 quid a go, we've rented 3 family games for £15 a month, borrowed for an unlimited amount of time.
It's kind of too early in the game to tell how good the game is, but so far it is all right.
Look, I've got to run away while I hulk up again.
And downstairs, the boys are actually gaming together.
Psych! Oh, no.
I'm quite surprised how good the game is, considering it's not my usual cup of tea.
Renting is £25 cheaper than buying a game each month, which adds up to £300 a year.
As Maisie uses her console for music and streaming TV,
Thanks.
she's got a small surprise in store.
What is this? What is that? I have no idea what that is.
It's a streaming device, George, that costs £30, operated using a mobile phone.
Ah, well, I never. That's really good. There you go. If you had to choose between the one of them, what would you have?
I would say the device.
Because that's probably like a fraction of the price as what that is.
She's right. This streaming device is nearly £217 cheaper than Maisie's console.
So what are you going to do, swap it or swap?
Nice one, Maisie. Now, George loves her living room wallpaper, but it's set her back 438 quid. So can we impress them with our alternative?
I don't like it at all.
What don't you like about it?
Anything. It's all horrible. It's just not very nice.
Tommy's not sold. How about George?
See, the more I look at that, the more I don't like it. I'm noticing the flaws, like, I don't like that shiny stuff in the reeds. The flamingos look a little bit demonic.
At £16.49 through a supermarket website, ours is £56 a roll cheaper and could have saved them over £300.
I couldn't care if, you know, if that was a tenner a roll, I'd still go for that wallpaper because I love it.
On average, we spend £21.90 a week on furniture and furnishings for our homes. But it's easy to spend a lot more. We've got 4 similar-looking table lamps that are very differently priced. First up, a designer lamp costing a whopping £420. Next is a top-end brand at £115. Our second cheapest light is £85. And our cheapest is an online bargain at just under £40.
But can the discerning British public spot which lamp comes with the highest price tag?
I think the most expensive is going to be that one. I think there's a bit more quality in there and a bit more workmanship.
Most expensive one's probably the yellow one here with the extra working.
So I think this one might be the most expensive.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the most expensive because of the material. I like the shape, like the kind of different shapes. It kind of gives different looks.
But I'd like look at this one because it looks like one of those foghorns what you blew.
The majority correctly guessed our priciest light.
Would I ever pay that much for a lamp? No. No, definitely not.
But could they identify the cheapest?
Well, no, I'd say that was the cheapest.
Yeah, cheapest. Just doesn't look very nice.
Yeah, it's quite small compared to the others as well. That one looks a bit the least expensive, I reckon. I might be wrong, I don't know.
This one looks the cheapest to me because they always make it look a bit cheaper than the rest.
The least expensive light avoided detection, placed third priciest by our shoppers.
There's a big difference in pricing, and when you're close up, you wouldn't know, to be fair. I'm quite shocked.
So if you're furnishing your home in the future, take a good look around, as there's always cheaper choices out there.
Can't believe that.
In Hampshire, the Blanchards swap experiment is drawing to a close. Some swaps have gone down well.
The trousers, I think they're a cheaper brand, and I would be happy to buy these again. They're good, I like them.
If they were in the shop and they were not too expensive, I would probably buy these.
Whilst other swaps have not been as popular.
Oh my God! Look! It's like bright brown.
I've heard enough. They're definitely not as good as my ones.
We've now got one final challenge for the whole family.
Ooh, what have we here? To the Blanchards. Instead of gaming separately, we want you to come together as a family for a games night. Enjoy!
If they can have fun together without relying on technology, they might question whether they really need 6 consoles after all.
Am I small?
No.
No. Am I a big animal?
You're not big. Have I got wings?
No.
12 wings.
Yes.
Yes.
Am I a bat?
No.
Do I live in the sea?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I a polar bear?
No!
I did have a good night. I had a good night. I think the kids had a good night.
A game as simple as that gave us some instant memories.
Am I a whale?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
Well done.
So, has this family changed its ways? Steph and I are back in Hampshire to find out.
I wonder what they think of everything we've done, because I've had to be so strict with George.
Oh, you are so strict.
I just want her to see that she doesn't need to spend as much as she does. So I'm a little bit worried. She might not let me in.
I can't wait to see how the nail thing has gone.
Oh,
with
yes.
Tom, because I think if that works, that is going to be fantastic.
It's all about teamwork, isn't it, Al?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Alex and Steph and actually finding out what's what. Yeah, I'm quite excited about that.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you. How have you found it?
I've enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been good fun trying the different bits and bobs. And
Do you feel that you've taken anything from the experience and learned something?
I've taken a whole heap of experience away from this whole process. It's changed my mind about a lot of things. And just because it's expensive, it doesn't mean it's any good. And just because it's cheap, it doesn't mean it's rubbish.
Oh, you like our star pupil?
Shall we have a look at some of the specific swaps?
We wanted to shake up home entertainment in this house.
What is this?
Starting with Maisie.
This is what we gave you for Maisie.
Yep.
Okay.
Using this instead of having a console is a saving.
Wow.
217.
That's
a lot of money, isn't it?
That is a lot of money.
It's another handbag.
No!
George.
So it's a swap.
Definitely,
Yep.
yeah.
Yay!
A good start, but will renting rather than buying games be a keeper?
Have you ever thought about a games rental service?
I didn't think they still did that sort of thing. No idea they still did that.
For the kids, or for Lee, it would definitely work.
So if you changed to this rental service, you would have saved
700 quid.
700
Wow.
pounds.
That is ridiculous.
It is.
We're the mugs for buying them, really.
Spending a little more time together has also gone down well.
Am I a polar bear?
That was good fun, wasn't it? Really enjoyed it.
So you spend £156 a year on online gaming services. If you were to ditch 2 of those, that would be a saving of 78 quid a year. Plus, you get more time together, you have more of a laugh, and you create more memories, which is more important.
I agree.
Is that a swap?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay!
Let's talk about the way you smell. I mean, not literally.
Ooh. Ew.
OK, so that wasn't a swap.
No.
However, Maisie did have a perfume that you did quite like, didn't
Yeah.
you?
She really liked it. I really liked it. Grace really liked it.
Well, let's look then at the perfume that we gave Maisie.
Oh.
Yeah, if you switch to this, it would be a saving of £21 per bottle.
And it looks like a much bigger bottle as well than we would normally buy. So that would last all 3 of us a good few months.
So is that a swap?
Yes.
Time to talk makeup.
You didn't think it was your foundation,
No,
did you?
I didn't. I didn't think it was mine. I'm really surprised that it is.
Da, da, da.
Oh, wow. If you'd swap that makeup bag for mine, I'd be really happy. That is just as good as my stuff. And I've been buying really expensive products.
So is it a swap?
Yes, definitely.
I think we need to discuss George's budgeting skills.
So you had £13 a week. What happened?
It went very well until towards the end of the week, and I wanted to get my nails done. They needed to be done. That cost me £20. But this is obviously not a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, but did it stop you buying other stuff?
Yeah, consciously I was thinking I need to save that £13 to put towards having my nails done.
If you could cut your spending down from that 58 quid a week down to 13, you know, that's 45 quid a week in your pocket.
That's a lot of money.
It works out at over £2,300 a year.
And to help George budget, Tommy could do her nails.
Oh man, look at that. She may as well dip her fingers in the paint and then we'll tidy the finger up.
It'd be fine.
It was fun, but it was a lot harder than I was expecting.
So if you did the ladies' nails in this family, it would be a saving per year of...
Wow.
£830.
That's a lot.
Substantial. So are you going to carry on where you do the nails for the girls?
The long term, that's the plan.
I think we need to book in because I have a feeling Tommy's going to get very busy.
And it's even more good news with the kitchen appliances.
Wow.
Oh my God!
£90 on a kettle?
Plus another 85 on the toaster.
Definitely swapping those.
But not all our swaps are a hit.
No.
Not even for £71.95?
Never in a million years.
We swapped your handbag.
I didn't like it.
There we are then, OK, bye.
Despite a few no's, George and Tommy liked almost 70% of our products.
Well, that's a saving of £91.95.
But how much money in total could this family save?
So if you take on board some of those changes to your spending, the way you think about it, and those swaps, that could save you £7,500.
Wow.
Goodness.
That's loads.
That is a lot of money. I'm really excited about it all, actually.
It's almost like it's re-educated us more than anything.
We do hope that you now go and put all of this into practice to lighten the load and make life a lot more enjoyable.
Thank you.
I was surprised by how much money could be saved.
No, it's definitely a new beginning. We're going to shop well for less.
Yeah.
They are now tackling this as a team, not as individuals. I mean, that's key, isn't it? And the family are moving forward together.
And George as well, I'm so proud of her. Like, it really feels like she thinks differently now. She won't get attracted by all the buzz of marketing and the bright lights of the shops anymore.
Right, on to the next
Come
one,
on,
miss.
love.
Come on, let's go.
Next time...
Bye! Tea time!
A family desperate for stability.
I worry about money all the time, every day.
But can we convince them to stop spending?
Bye-bye, wardrobe!
What's going on here?
And start saving.
For a lot of families, that would be considered...
Excessive?
Yeah.
Well, a lot.